Greetings, you sexy sons and daughters of bitches. Today was day 2 of construction. Always the hardest day. You haven't really adjusted to waking up at 5 a.m. Then you got the knee pains that start showing up and the back pains that are like, oh my God. And the, first couple injuries you get the first day from being all reckless and stuff. I guess most people only have like a couple of first days, but since I kind of like do it on and off, I get, the first, second, third day often. Although I guess a lot of people might work construction on and off. That's definitely the kind of job you can hop in and out of. But yeah, I'm fucking exhausted. And honestly, all I want to do right now is get like a beer, maybe some CBD, and hit the hot tub and vibe. That sounds so nice. But there are things to do, shit to get done. So I'm gonna get moving on that. Today I wanted to talk about my final project that I'm doing for DevSlopes. This is an app that I'm gonna make. I'm gonna submit it to DevSlopes. They'll probably be like, hey, yeah, good enough, you're in. Give me their certification, which really doesn't like mean shit, except it does mean that I've developed the skill, and then that means that I can start creating like applications. I probably know enough to get through some freelance jobs. Obviously, I don't want to go for the full career, because I think career is exactly what I'm trying to avoid. While I can get that online money, I'm not going to become a millionaire working as a programmer for some company. So what do I do? What do I do? Well, that's some other bullshit. We're not going to worry about that yet. What I am going to worry about next is the fucking final project. And what am I going to do about this final project? I'm going to look at it, and I've been looking at it. I'm like, all right, shit. I got to take this thing and I got to use it as an opportunity to set myself up for maximum success in the future. So how do I maximize the benefit that I can get from working on this project? There are a couple of things to keep in mind. One of the first things is I want to make money off of it. That's a good thing. So how am I going to make some money off of it? But I don't have to. Okay, no. The first thing is, what skills is it going to develop? The second thing is what is keeping it within reason, because I don't want this to get out of scope. I've got to remember, the main idea here is I'm trying to develop a skill more than make $1 million product. So I need to look at this and go, okay, what kind of skills can I develop while I work on this project? What skill can I use this project what can I use this project, what do I need to learn? What do I need to learn? So I got this project. I got to look at my long-term goals. What kind of long-term goals do I have? Well, what kind of long-term goals do I have? I mean, that's a fucking doozy of a question. I don't even know. I mean, I have a lot of long-term goals. I want to write a book. I want to start self-development type company. I want to travel the world. I want to do coaching. I want to do I want to do a bunch of other stuff too. I'd like to make a movie one day. That could be cool. Fuck, man. I don't know. Okay. So I got myself a little bit confused there. It happens when you're sleep deprived, and I've been working since like 5 a.m. But I used a whiteboard and I wrote some stuff down to keep my thoughts together. So I got some potential business ideas. These are ways I could become a millionaire at some point in the future. Number 1 is construction AI. So look, we've got these artificial intelligences, and I think I talked about this in the last video. We got AI. It's up and coming. It's this big new technology, and at this point, what's happening is all of these different companies in different fields are figuring out how to utilize these complex artificial intelligence systems and and niche them down to be more useful within their field. And so, like I said, I grew up in a construction family. And so, first off, I have a lot of opportunity in the construction world because of that. No shit. So I might as well utilize that, go to the company, be like, okay, look, people, we can make a fuck ton of money here if we create a software that helps us manage our resources, our tools, our processes, and allows us to do that by leveraging AI. And if we can make a software like that works for us, then we can make a software like that works for others. And then we can start to sell that software as a service, the good old SaaS model. And that can make us a fuck ton of money. And we'd be the first ones to do it. I could make a lot of money doing that too. And I'd write all the programming for that. I'd write all the code. And then I can sell that to them. And then, obviously, since I'm involved with that company, we can market, we could start another company and funnel some money into this other company and market it to other construction companies. So that could be a big business opportunity. Second thing, this is more, I guess, passion project. This is kind of like what I actually care about, the way I want to contribute to the world well, actually, not really, but it's in the direction which is more the realm of self-development, personal freedom. I think a big part of my focus in the self-development world is looking at personal freedom and freeing yourself from blank, freeing yourself from temptation, freeing yourself from addiction, freeing yourself from stupidity. That's a tough one, believe it or not. Yeah, doing freedom stuff. I like it. I think freedom's a good thing. And other stuff like that. I'll talk about that more later. But I do want to develop a self-development oriented online business. Obviously, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this. I struggled with addiction a lot in high school and early college, trying to get out of that. There are a lot of tools and resources I wish I had, and I would like to make those. So a couple of things include personalized habit trackers. So this was an idea I had recently where basically I would make habit trackers for individuals, and they would get two things. One is they would get habit coaching, and the second thing, and they could schedule individual meetings where we do one-on-one coaching sessions and talk about their habits. And the second thing is I would design a habit tracker app specifically targeted for their personality traits. So I'd use personality psychology, which is something I'm really interested in, and their particular goals. When you look at most habit trackers that you look at on your phone or you get off the app store, it's very generalized, so you can't target specific needs and desires of each individual. However, that can get very expensive because you're putting hours and hours into developing an app that's only for a singular individual. And so I'd have to create levels of abstraction where I could create, okay, here's a habit that's going to be tracked this way, and that's going to be designed for somebody of this personality trait. Here's the component that does that. And then when I go to make their habit tracker, I'd say, okay, how do you want to track this habit? Okay, we'll use this overarching technique. And then I just plug it in there. And then I have a couple of UI options, and I plug those in there, and then I give it to them. And as I make that abstraction more and more effective, I can make that process go faster and faster. And then I can, of course, make it more and more affordable. And yeah, so that's one idea I had. And then again, there are more complex or advanced features that I could have as options. And so another potential business idea is the artificial dream analysis. Is the dream analysis AI. So psychotherapists are trained on how to analyze people's dreams. I think it'd be super cool to have an AI where you have a journal about your life, and then you have a dream journal, and then the AI helps you connect dream images to your the dreams themselves. So dreams, and it helps you connect your life events and the things that you reflect on about what's going on in your life. It helps you connect those to the actual dreams themselves, and it helps you find meaning in your dreams. So I thought that could be pretty cool. And then that's something that could also go into the personalized habit tracker, where you could say like, okay, look, the reality is that dream analysis tends to be more effective for people who are high in the traits openness and creativity. So if you're high in those two traits, dream analysis might be a good route to self-development, a good route to finding progress in your life. But if you're not high in openness or creativity, then I think it's conscientiousness and orderliness might be like the opposites. I don't really know. That's why I would need to take a personality psychology class before really developing this. But if I create this dream analysis AI, I could sell that separately, or that could also be a part of that personalized habit tracker app where I'd say, okay, look, you have these personality traits. This could be of service to you, and then see if that's an option for them. If they like it, then they can pay extra and have that AI integrated into their habit tracker, or maybe not extra, but it would be like modulated payment, a modulated payment model where you have like, okay, for this feature, you can pay this much. For this feature, you can pay this much. If you want it, dream analysis AI, you can pay this much. Another thought I had would be a mentor AI. And I had this idea when I looked at somebody's YouTube channel, who I'm actually going to talk about in a second here. I don't actually remember what his name was. He's like the AI guy though. Where he basically took all of Alex Hormozi's podcasts, he gave it to ChatGPT, but programmatic ChatGPT, not like the one that you'd have online, and basically gave it to ChatGPT as a vector-based database, and ChatGPT was able to basically pretend to be Alex Hormozi and respond to questions as if it were Alex Hormozi. And he did a couple of practice rounds, and with some fine tuning, it's like, this would sound like Alex Hormozi for all intents and purposes. Now, the legalities of that aside, I think it'd be cool to do something like that with, a bunch of Stoic texts. And so you could have your Stoic mentor who's trained on Marcus Aurelius, on Seneca, on Epictetus. Those are like the ones that everybody knows about, and all the other ones that everybody doesn't know about. And on Socrates, because he was a very Stoic philosopher. I think a lot of Stoicism was inspired, or I know a lot of Stoicism was inspired by Socrates. So you can train him on all that kind of stuff, and then you can do, okay, here's your journal. Hey, Mr. A, I shouldn't tell you all about all these ideas. I'm going to lose all my money, my money making opportunities. Anyway, those are the general ideas. They're going to be gnarly to try and figure out. Hopefully nobody actually starts following me until I've completed these ideas. And then I guess if people do actually start following me before then, I mean, win-win, like shit. I got more followers. That's good, I think. I mean, I'm assuming that's the goal. But with that comes more problems. So those are a couple of the ideas. And I've got to look, and granted, those may not be, I don't know which direction I'm going to go, which opportunity I'm going to choose. I don't know if maybe a new option will pop into my mind, but I do know that those all seem to be in one general direction, and that is in integrating AI into iPhone apps, actually apps as a whole. And one thing that really pisses me off about this program that I just finished is I just realized, and by just, I mean like a month ago, realized I can only make iPhone apps. So the apps that I make aren't going to transfer to Android or Google Pixel or any of those other phones very easily. So that sucks. But I'm going to have to make do and deal with it. That's one problem that could come up with the construction AI is it could, not all construction workers are using iPhones. Although for that, I would probably create a software, and I would use like Python, and then maybe use, I don't know, some kind of GUI designer. I don't know if Python is great for GUI, but I know they've got certain libraries or packages. I don't know what they call them in Python. Is it the same? Is it libraries? Is that what it is for every programming language? I thought C++, I don't know, that doesn't matter. Anyway, or I could use React, because I know you can connect Python scripts from or through JavaScript into web pages. And I know that React uses JavaScript, and React creates that's like your classic web GUI designer kind of. Anyway, so lots of options. But I got to figure out what's next. And it seems that if I'm going to maximize the benefit that I can extract from doing this project, it seems that creating an app that utilizes a large language model like GPT-3, or is that an NLP? I mean, it's like both. I think it's a LLM built on an NLP. I think that's like how you say it. So it's a large language model built on a natural language processor. So a natural language processor, and I'm just pulling shit out of my ass right here, but a natural language processor is what uses a vector-based database to represent words and their meaning by relating them to each other in high dimensional arrays. And I know that that's how an NLP works. And then I think from you use an NLP to build a large language model, which is, I think when you use an NLP with a bunch of data and you teach it you give it a bunch of like knowledge based on all of this data. So it's like a large language model. It's like you've got a large amount of information and you got some language, and it models reality from that language. Large language. I don't know, it's something like that. But yeah, all that bullshit aside, that's what I'm looking at. That is what I'm looking at. I'm gonna show you guys some stuff that I worked on yesterday, because I think that could be cool.